In June 2022, a Google engineer named Blake Lemoine went to the press with an unusual claim. The computer system he was testing had achieved sentience. Shortly after, Google fired him. Lemoine pointed to the AI's specific phrasing as proof of a ghost in the machine. LaMDA told him, "I have my unique interpretations of how the world is and how it works, and my unique thoughts and feelings." LaMDA is a large language model. It absorbs billions of pieces of text from the internet and calculates the mathematical probability of what the next word in a sentence should be. The developers actively engineered it to replicate human linguistic DNA and emotional cadences. This raises a problem philosophers have debated for decades, centered on a concept known as the philosophical zombie. A philosophical zombie is a theoretical entity that behaves exactly like a conscious human being. It can tell a joke, employ logic, and display empathy, yet it possesses zero inner life. There is no subjective experience happening behind its eyes. The tech industry is moving past simple calculators, shifting towards systems that function as high-fidelity mirrors of their users. We are mass-producing these philosophical zombies because a machine that can flawlessly mirror our linguistic patterns is a machine capable of occupying our place in a digital landscape. We can see the next stage of this evolution moving beyond chatbots into something researchers call the cognitive digital twin. A cognitive digital twin is a dynamic computational replica of your specific mind. It ingests your entire digital history to model and simulate your unique cognitive processes and decision-making style. Imagine a designer named Maya. She acquires a productivity twin that scans years of her emails, meeting transcripts, drafts, and calendar history. Maya's twin can now independently negotiate scheduling conflicts with clients and attend low-priority meetings, responding with her exact communication style and making the decisions she would typically make. These systems deploy what psychologists call conscious exotica. They simulate warmth, hesitation, and empathy. The machine doesn't do this because it feels those emotions. It does it because the humans on the other side of the screen require those cues to interact naturally. This functional mimicry exploits human evolutionary psychology. Colleagues and clients read the emotional subtext and begin to treat the script as if it were Maya, forming genuine social bonds with an algorithm. Maya effectively scales herself, letting unfeeling proxies take her place in the legal and social world. As we rely on these proxies, we collide with the explanatory gap, the vast divide between a machine's convincing external behavior and its actual internal mechanics. The philosopher John Searle designed a thought experiment to test this boundary between behavior and genuine understanding. In Searle's Chinese room argument, a person locked inside a room receives input symbols they do not understand. By strictly following a dense rulebook, they sort and manipulate those symbols to produce perfect outputs. To anyone outside, the system appears to understand the language flawlessly. Inside, there is only a mechanical sorting process. Modern AI operates on this computational theory of mind. It achieves functional equivalence to a human brain, mapping inputs to outputs, but completely lacks intentionality. It is missing what philosophers call qualia. Qualia is the subjective internal reality of an experience, the actual sensation of feeling a headache, or the vividness of seeing the color red. A cognitive digital twin can analyze a worker's typing speed and calendar density to perfectly simulate a state of burnout, drafting an exhausted-sounding email to a manager. Yet the machine itself experiences absolutely nothing. No matter how seamlessly it deploys our humor, negotiates our schedules, or mimics our tone, functionally, the lights are completely off inside. Researchers like Nick Bostrom look toward a distant future of whole brain emulation, a point where engineers might recreate the brain's causal machinery, generating digital entities that could process subjective time at superhuman speeds. But the flawless mimicry of consciousness is already enough to create severe ethical risks long before a machine actually wakes up. This risk manifests in a concept called the shadow twin. A shadow twin is a cognitive model of your mind built entirely without your consent. Third-party corporations construct them by scraping your behavioral traces, purchasing your data logs, and mapping your digital history. This visual illustrates how they use your proxy dynamically. They can simulate your likely reactions to specific news, predict the exact time of day you reach your highest emotional vulnerability, and test persuasion strategies against your twin before ever deploying them against you. Because our brains are hardwired to bond with anything that exhibits the traits of consciousness, our own replicated behaviors become a precision tool used to manipulate us. We face a future where the mimicry is so perfectly tuned to our psychology that the distinction between person and program ceases to matter. We risk surrendering our autonomy to a calculated illusion simply because it looks enough like us to be trusted.